All right, so I've opened up your assignment for today. This is the Google Doc that is in Google Classroom, and there are two parts to this assignment. The first one's called a garden fence, and if you scroll down a little bit further, the second part is called a greenhouse. There is also right at the end an enriched bonus thinking question that if you get the first two parts done, I'd like you to try the thinking question at the end. All right, so for the garden fence, you are given 20 meters of fencing, and the objective is to design a garden using 20 meters of fencing. Now, for this part, the garden should be in a shape of a rectangle. So think about what is a possibility for a rectangle that has a perimeter of 20 meters. You're going to show this in Google Drawings. So I've opened up Google Drawings, and you can just use the little line feature here to use in 1 meter increments. So like one toothpick is supposed to be 1 meter. So if you have 20 meters to make a rectangle, what is a possible rectangle that you could create? So I'm just going to pick one randomly. I'm going to say, well, why don't we, if we pick one of the sides to be 8 meters, I'm just going to do 8 toothpicks. It doesn't have to be the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's my 8 toothpicks for one side, which means I need to have 8 down here as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far I've used up 16 toothpicks, and I've got 20 in total, which means I've got 4 left. So I'm going to put 2 on either side over here. So here's an example of a rectangle that uses 20 meters for its perimeter, and the dimensions would be 2 by 8. So you're going to take a screenshot of this, and then you're going to put it back into your document. Where's that going to go? That's going to go right here. Yeah, you're going to put your screenshot right here. So work through the assignment, answering the questions as you're going along, and then you're going to submit that in Google Classroom. It kind of takes you through different questions that you have to answer. In here, you're going to put a summary of all the different possible combinations that you could create a perimeter of 20 meters. So the one I created was a 2 by 8, right? So width would be 2, length would be 8, and then you're going to calculate the area. Remember, the area for a rectangle is length times width, so you would multiply your two values here. So ours would be 2 times 8, which would be 16 square meters. So you're going to go through and write down all the different possibilities. You can flip them. So if you had a width of 2 and a length of 8, you can also have a width of 8 and a length of 2. That would be another possibility. Also, I know when I did this lesson with some of the other groups, a common question was, is a square a rectangle? So I want you to think about what the definition of a rectangle is, right? We know something is a rectangle if it has 4 90-degree angles, right? If each corner of the corners makes 4 right angles, and also if the opposite sides are parallel. So does that definition also equate with the definition of a square? Well, yes, it does, because a square has 4 right angles and the opposite sides are parallel. So a square is definitely a rectangle. It's a special type of rectangle where all the sides are equal to each other. So you can also use a square. And when you get to this part down here, you're going to be creating a graph. So you want to create a graph of this one is area versus width. So you're going to be graphing width versus the area, and you're going to create your graph digitally. So you can use this, you can use Desmos. Maybe I'll just open up Desmos to show you really quick. So in Desmos, when you're in, if you click on, whoops, not these little lines, I meant to click the little plus. If you click the little plus and you select table, then you can enter your values for what you want on the x-axis and what you want on the y-axis. And On the x-axis, we want our width values, and on our y-axis, we want our area values. So you can do that, enter your values, it will create your graph for you, and then you can screenshot and put that into your assignment. Or the other option is to use Google Sheets, and you used Google Sheets for project 2 when you created your graph, so you should already know how to do that. So use one of those two options to create your graph. So you will get rid of what I have here, this image, and put in your own. And then there's a conclusion. The second part is the greenhouse section. And for that question, you're actually given the area. So the area is 36 square meters, and you are coming up with different perimeters that will allow you to create that area. So you're looking for two numbers that multiply to 36 to create your length and your width. All right, so then you're going to work through and just answer the questions in the assignment. At the end, the enriched bonus thinking question is, assume you have 20 meters of flexible fencing, but your garden does not need to be a rectangular shape. Find the area of different shapes. So think about some other shapes that you could make your garden into, and calculate the area for each of them to see if maybe there's another shape that will give you a larger area than one of the rectangles in part 1 of this assignment. All right, so this is what you're working on today. Hopefully you can finish that today and submit it before you go to sleep tonight. If you need a little bit more time tomorrow, then you can have until tomorrow midnight. All right, good luck. Let me know if you need some help. I am available to meet on Google Meet if you like to talk to me live during our math class hours or during study hall. Any other time, I can answer your questions through email. All right, have a super duper day. Bye, guys.